Okay, number 10. This guy needs to make 10 pounds of an alloy containing 31%. You need to look at the problem to see where I'm getting the information from. So what's he making? 31%, 10 pounds, right? What's he doing with this? He's making this. So where does it go? Whatever you're making goes at the end, right? How do you make something? You take one here and you add them together. You combine them. You mix them, right? And when you get done, you made a new one. So whenever they tell me what you made, it's over there. So what numbers go over here? What number goes here? 31 and 10 goes there. The amount goes there. Remember, the amount goes in the right-hand one of all three. You see, it doesn't really matter. No. Yes. No, it doesn't matter. But students consistently, when they mix them up, get to do the problem wrong. They make mistakes because they're in the wrong position. You don't want to mix them up. For instance, what's the total amount in this problem? What's the total amount in this problem? It's 10. But if I turn these two around, it's still the same problem mathematically. But if you're not careful, you'll look, and I said, what's the total amount? You'll look at this one and say it's 31 because that's what's in there, right? And the mathematical part is right, but it'd be wrong because you're looking in a place and you got the wrong number in that spot. I would tell you, I believe you should put the percent in the first parenthesis and the amount in the second one every single time. That way you know where to look for them. All right, what else does it say? He is going to melt down and combine one metal that is what? One of those metals he's going to use is 20%, right? And the other one is 75%. And how much do I have of each? Doesn't tell us, right? That's all it gives us, right? What goes here? 20. And here? Because they're percent, right? Now, what else is given to us in this problem? What other numbers are given to us in this problem? What? None. That's everything they gave us, right? So I still have to fill two spots. What did they give me? The total, right? Therefore, what goes in the first spot? X. What goes in this spot? 10 minus the X. If they give you this one, the number, and they do not give you these two, put the X in here, and this one is this number first, always the number first, minus the X. And that's the way the problem is set up. One more time. How do I know that this is X and 10 minus X? Because they gave me the total number, but neither one of the others. So we're going to call one of these X, and the other one is this one taken away from the 10. If that's 10 and this is 3, what's this? 10 minus 3. 7, right? If this is 6, what do I do? 10, take away the 6, gives me the 4 that would go here. Well, we don't have the number, so we write 10 minus the X, whatever that number is. Okay? It's what you do when you have this type of problem. And now I'm going to do this problem. I'm not going to do most of them, but I'll do, well, we'll see. 10 times X, 20 times X, plus 75 times 10 is 750. 75 times X is negative 75X equals 31 with a 0 times 10. Now here's the way I do these. What do I do next? Combine like terms. Which are the like terms? The X's. This one and this one, right? What's 20 minus 75? Negative 55X, right? Putting these two together. Now here's what I do, just to save myself a step. I don't want to confuse you, but you know, I put those together. What am I doing with the 75? The 750? It's going over there, right? How do I get rid of it? Minus 750. I know I'm going to move this, so I put it here. Minus 750. They cancel. So this is equal to what? Negative 0.44. I'm going to subtract these, keep the sign of the bigger number. 5 take away 1, 7 take away 3, 44. Zero. And now what? Divide by negative 55. Negative 55. Negatives cancel. 55s cancel. Negatives cancel. How many times does 55 go to 440? 8. 8? 8. Now here's what I do to get my answer. X is 8, right? Now here's, I think, the easiest way to get the answer. Where's the 8 go? With the X, right? So this one is 8. This one is 8. This one is 10. What is this one? 2. It is 2. So there's my 2 answers. Right? How did I get this answer? I took this one, the 8, and subtracted it. I subtracted X, I subtracted 2. So 8. I subtracted 8 and got 2. Question? On this one? All right, number 5 says, how much soil with 40% sand? How do you write how much? That's your X, right? How much soil? That's what we're looking for. So that's X. And what does the X go with?
44.
Goes with 40. How much soil with 40%, right? So the X, the first one's X, and this is 40%. These go together, right? Wherever we put them. How much soil do you need to add 2 feet with 50%? What does that tell me? What goes together? The 2 and the 50% go together, right? In order to make soil with 44%, what goes with the 44? I don't know. And it's not X either, right? Because we already got X. But that's what we're looking for over there. Now, which two are we combining, or which one are we making? Either one will tell us what we want. What does it say the word make?
Yeah.
What are we making? We're making the one with 44%, right? So this is the one that I'm making, which means this is the one that goes where? The totals on the right-hand side, right? That's what the problem tells me. The problem simply states we're making this. That tells me it's the end. So, what do we have? Well, what I would do is, which one goes over here?
44.
The 44. And we're still not sure what we're going to do with the other, right? So don't worry about it. We're okay. What else goes on this side? 40 and X and 50% first and 2. So now what do I do to get this one? Anytime I'm looking for that one, I can always add this one and this one together, right? So I get X plus 2. I'm looking for the total. I don't have it. But I know one of these is 2 and the other one is X. I add them together, I get the total. And there's my problem set up. And so we do what? 40X plus 100 equals 44 times X. And then 44 times 2. I get this. Which ones do I have to move? Am I moving this one?
44.
Or this one?
The 44.
Does anybody move the 40? No? Have we talked about that?
Yeah.
Some of you ought to start, you ought to be reaching the point now where you realize, hey, which one's got which one's positive? Where's the biggest one? 44. Is it positive or negative? Leave this alone and move this one to it. You can move them either way. Now, we set it up to do one way because I want to make sure you're all doing the problem right. Because otherwise people get confused. And if you really get confused on it, keep doing it the way you're doing it. But I never do that. I always look and make I make the biggest one positive. So I'm going to do it that way. Same thing. So that's the biggest one that's already positive, right? So I'm going to move the 40 over here. If I move the 40x over here, what do I have to get rid of on this side? I move the number the other way, right? The x's are going there, so the numbers are going on this side, so I'm moving the 88 this way. All right, how do I get rid of 40x? Minus 40x, minus 40x. They're gone. What else am I moving? 88, so it's going to, how do I move it? Minus 88, minus 88, oops. There you go. And what do I end up with? 100 minus 88 is 12 equals 4x divided by 4, and x equals 3. So that's my answer. Now, the only difference is if I do it the other way, I'd have the 4x over here and it'd be negative, and I'd have the 12 over here and it would be negative, and I'd divide by negatives. And the only difference is, the only advantage of this is, I don't have to worry about negatives. It doesn't really matter. You should be able to do it either way. I don't care which way you do it, okay? You have a question on this, Bob? Number 19. Brand X sells 20 ounces of peanuts of mixed nuts that make 30%, that contains 30% peanuts, right? So what goes together? The 12 and 30 go together, right? So I got 30% and 12. I know they're together. What else, man? To make their product. What are they making? Their product. What product? They're making this product, right? Well, let's keep reading. To make their product, they combine brand A. What's brand A? What about brand A? That contains 20%, right? So brand A is 20%, and brand B, which is 50%. How much of these, how many of these do I have, and how many of these do I have? What amounts do I have? Nothing, right? They don't give it to us. Okay, so, what am I doing with these two? What am I doing with these two? To make their product, they combine A with B, right? So what are these two? They're the pluses, right? You're combining them to make what? To make this one. You're combining them to make their product. This is their product they're making. Does that make sense? Everybody see that? Says they're going to combine A and B. So those are the ones they're putting together. All right, so parentheses, what do we got here? Okay, what goes over there? I kind of like to do this one first because this is the one I don't want to mix. I want to make sure I get the one that they're making over here. Which one are they making? This one. So I put it over here. Now it's gone. What goes over on this side? 20% and 50%. But I don't have either one of these, right? Therefore, I do have the total, right? What goes here? And what goes here? The 12 minus the x. And there's my problem. All set up to go. Okay? I am not going to do it out. You should be able to do this. Well, you should practice. Number 6, Scott mixed 8 liters of A with 2 liters of B, right? So we have 8 liters, and we have 2 liters, and what's he doing with them?
Combining.
He's mixing these together, right? So these are the ones we're adding. What else do we know? 2 liters of the B fruit drink, which contains 50%. So where's the 50% go? 50% go with? With the 2. He mixed 8 liters of A with 2 liters of B, right? Which contains 50%. He mixed this one with 2 liters that contains 50%. The 2 liters contain the 50%. They go together. Find the percent of the fruit juice of A if the mixture contains 34. Which one contains 34? The mixture, which is the total, the one we're finishing with, right? So this is 34%, and this is the mixture, or the one we're making, right? So, what do we have? By the way, what are we looking for? Percentage of A, right? This is A, right? 8 liters of A, 2 liters of B. So what is this amount? This is the X, that's what we're looking for. So this is 8 liters, X percent, plus 50% of 2 liters equals 34% of what? What goes over there? 8 here, 2 here, is 10. And there's our setup. Question on this.